I've made a video covering something vibingleaf, a content creator known for their amazing works in horror, created titled Lovermouse in the past. However, did you know vibingleaf was working on an official retake of Sonic.EXE? Yes, that one. The famous creepypasta known for how bad it was, and now in the hands of someone who actually cares about it and puts effort in compared to the original owner / creator who, created an even worse sequel story and then went into radio silence about the creepypasta until the aforementioned happened. Nonetheless, various retakes and fan games spinning the story in a new way, telling what happened in a new light, have come and gone on the internet. Notable examples including Needlemouse Sonic PC port and the official Sonic 2011 remaster by the current owners of the creepypasta. vibingleaf's take on the story is titled Doomed, and it's certainly one of the highest quality I've seen in recent time, despite being made in 2023. So let's talk about it. Starting off with the first video, titled sleepyhills.mp4, is where we pause, as I want to point out some of the comments thinking this was going to be a chill Green Hill Zone edit meant to fall asleep to, and not the first episode to a horror series. Because of this, there's another video titled sleepyhills.mp4, but it's all okay, which is just ambient and calming while Sonic sleeps on the ground. And now we actually start. From what we see, this is being played on an emulator, and this obviously isn't the first stage based on rings and score counter not being 0. The music playing is Act 9 by Q Sawamura from the unofficial Sally.exe sequel by Mist Crimson, of which was a blatant ripoff of Shinolin Sonic, a creepypasta predating Sonic.exe. There are parts of Green Hill that are disintegrated, and Sonic has to jump over them to progress through the level, of which I should mention the life icon says Nick. This will be important later. As the player continues through the stage, the flowers start to look more and more wilted until... The next video is titled Landing on Void.mp4. We start out in a level titled Where, and right off the bat, the life icon switches from Sonic's normal expression to a more anxious expression this time, whilst the rings take away rings whenever collected and are red. There are also monitors scattered around that don't have anything in them for a second here, however. Something's watching Nick, before quickly vanishing into the background. Then it shifts to some Sonic.EXE gameplay, which the player dies, replays the level again, and makes the jump. The background fades to black. Then, Nick takes the fucking L and misses arguably the easiest jump of all time before the footage cuts to him making the jump, and then running forward. Notice how perfect is misspelled here? That's where the footage ends, and there's obviously a lot of questions to be asked, but a few are clarified in the next video, hiddenfootages.mp4, which starts with the player, who is Nick, stating that his friend Liam dug through the files, you choose your player name at the start, which applies to the life icon, and that the game is normal Sonic 1 with minor engine differences up until Green Hill Zone Act 3, or Night. Now, we begin with the video found inside of the ROM. This is where the footage cuts and we get an audio-only segment of some interesting sounds that I nor anybody else have been able to decipher. We then hear laughter, and another cut before an unknown voice not in the previous two videos says, "Stay safe." Then, video returns, and it's the game from before being played on actual hardware. RHS, write this down. The player runs to the left where the video output starts to glitch before running to the right, and everything that can go wrong goes wrong. That's the end of the first video, and we get art found in the files of something hunting after Sonic, and this, which will be of note later. So far, things are getting very confusing. What's after Nick, or the player in the chase sequence? Was this intentional? Where did this game even come from, besides off of an old website? Who made it? What was found in Michael's room? All of the answers to those are beyond me as it stands, but now for the next video, newbeginning.mp4. This time, we're back in the gameplay scheme of things, after showing off 2 3D posters found in the files. It's an in-game cutscene of Nick/Sonic and the entity communicating. Here, we're in an overworld map with the first segment being Crystallized Cave and Crystallized Land, both using Knuckles Chaotix music, and being an auto-scroller. At the bottom, a crystal waits and Nick collects it before we're out of the auto-scroller segment and into normal gameplay again. This is where we meet Mr. Brandon, who requests the crystal and another item, and reward for helping Nick get to the next world, the Green Pyramid, as it's called by Mr. Brandon, followed by this is where gameplay ends and we see a video. Michael, I don't know if you'll ever read this, but I just want to say I am so sorry for failing you. The police are still looking for you and trying to make sure you are safe, Michael. I am sorry for failing to protect you, brother, and I made a little toy for you. It's not the best, but I made this for you, and I hope you like it. Please stay safe. I miss you so much. This is where the footage ends. From what we learned from the last segment, Michael, seen in the previous footage, has mysteriously gone missing. Moving on is Unfolding the Past.mp4, which vibingleaf marks as the end of Season 1 for the series. This video is essentially the backstory of the ROM and the project. 3 friends, Chris, Robert, and Fernando, all wanting to make a Sonic game together to license to Sega.
Hey Robert, Chris here. I finally came up with a character design for Genesis Produce. It took me multiple tries, but I think this one so far stands out the most. Well, at least to me. Here's the concept art for him. I know he's not the most original, but hey, I think it can work. I am not sure if you'll name him or not, but I hope you and Fernando like it. I also got to talk with you about something. You know, the idea in general of an artificial intelligence improving itself, and the software you're using to make this game kind of scares me. We've already seen these movies where these kinds of things just turn evil or destructive force or whatever. I kind of always brush these things off, but now that you built a literal artificial intelligence to keep building itself, to improve your software every day, it just sounds kind of scary. I can't even believe we've reached this point. And sure, you might have coded a system to prevent bad coding or viruses or, at this point, any too much power, but I don't know. I hope you know what you're doing, Robert. Anyway, you don't need those placeholders now.
After that, we get videos of development builds ranging from physics platformer tests to fully fledged out Sonic game. We learned that development of this game supposedly began as far back as December of 2000. Before the final recorded videos in here show the AI becoming sentient and adding in various imagery and auto-generated levels out of its scope of what was supposed to happen, before incorporating the design of Doomed as itself is shown.
It's my turn.
project ended up getting canceled.
Hey Robert, Fernando, I know you both asked me not to talk about this anymore, but I feel like this will last way longer if we're really not going to talk about it. So I am sorry for the deletion that happened to the whole thing. Your device, just the whole thing getting ruined. I know how much you wanted Sega to license the game, but hey, remember we had fun making it. I know it hurts knowing that people wouldn't recognize how much work we've put into this, but it doesn't have to be that way, really. You and I, Robert, and the rest of the team know we had this collaboration. If people won't recognize our work, don't let that keep you down. You recognize your work. The rest of the team does. I do, and my son as well. What I'm trying to tell you is that we're here for each other. I still hope we stay in contact. I've really had fun working with you all, Fernando. You've put this team together, and I am grateful for it. Thank you a lot for what you've done for us, and I hope you feel better soon. Take care. Sincerely, Chris.
Which ended up causing a falling out between the rest of the team, where they disbanded. This turned out to be a major mistake. The next video is titled Unwanted Reminder.mp4. The start to Season 2. We see screenshots within development fading in and out in-game before Doom slides in, stating,
Interesting. My friends are looking at you. You should be for it. How many friends have you ever had that actually looked after you? Perhaps you forget the last phrase. Just keep in mind, they're not safe. Something will be after them.
The next video is titled LostRelative.mp4 and is the lead-in to what I personally believe is happening. This is where I begin to theorize things, so bear with me here. In the video, Michael speaks. Michael's real name is Michael Jr. Benjamin, and Nick and Liam have contacted Oliver, who was in those original recordings and is Michael's brother. In the recording, Michael alludes to not only being dead, but becoming something else entirely, and making a deal. In newbeginnings.mp4, we see Nick or Sonic making a deal with Doom to find 3 crystals, with the reward being that Sonic will be let free. Michael is Sonic. You are playing as Michael. Michael was killed by something and later trapped in the game. Who would have killed Michael? It's no surprise that Michael had to be associated in development in some way, based on the recordings of his conversations found in the ROM. In hiddenfootages.mp4, we see video of Michael's parents finding something in Michael's room before it cuts to someone playing the game and being caught by Doomed. The player is Michael. Presumably, the second 2 bits of audio in the recording and unknown sounds and the chase sequence are in reverse order, and it goes in the order of Michael's parents are concerned about the game, not knowing who it's from, Michael playtests the game while it's in development, encounters a chase sequence, and the game predicts this happening with how the audio-only recording can be considered as foliage sounds, which links to how Michael's body is in a forest. Something or someone killed Michael after he played something he wasn't supposed to play. And this is where it gets interesting. In the description of the final video, Nick and Liam say they're attempting to reach out to the original development team of the game for more answers. However, one of them, or maybe 2 even, are the ones responsible for killing Michael. Michael was murdered by the members of the development team and buried in a forest where his soul was trapped in the game as Sonic being tortured by Doomed. before members of the development team posted the ROM online, and that's where this rabbit hole of Nick finding the game and playing it began. Chris stated that he parted ways with Robert and Fernando completely, which implies that Robert and Fernando still wanted to work on the game, of which they did, which is why the game ended up the way it is. Then, Michael found the game, hid it, Michael's parents found it, ignored it, Michael played the development build and saw things he wasn't supposed to see at all, and this is where Robert and Fernando killed Michael and buried his body in a forest, thus trapping his soul in the game for all of eternity. Supposedly until Michael and Doomed make the deal. However, based on Oliver's reaction to the information that he made a deal with Doomed, he panics, showing that Doomed may be lying, and Michael may not be getting freed at all. And this can only make the AI even more powerful than it already is. So there it is, Robert and Fernando were the reason the game continued development. This is Chris's mistake. They continued development with the AI and killed Michael, and published the finished ROM with Michael still trapped in it, and allowed for Nick to stumble across the ROM in the first place, and allowed for Michael to sign the deal with the devil, and this is where Doomed ends. There are no more videos after this, not an ending at all, and I have many questions. Despite this, in July of 2025, after being asked by a fan, they stated that they want to continue with Doomed at some point. However, it's June of 2026 by the time I'm recording this, and nothing's happened. So, in conclusion, Doomed is amazing. It's one of the best Sonic.EXE retakes I've seen in my opinion, and I really want to know how this all ends. Is anything I said even remotely true? That's something I'll have to find out at some point, standing by vibingleaf's word. vibingleaf, if you're watching this, I need closure. Please finish this. Thank you. And to you all, thanks for watching. Do the things you usually do after enjoying a video, and I'll see you next time.